How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Now, people don't know this who will be watching and listening to this, but we've already hung out this morning.
Yeah.
What were you guys doing? We were bloody hanging out, just doing our thing. So,
Yeah, it was a
that's
highlight.
us. It's been a good day.
Yeah.
What have you been up to since we last caught up?
Just
went home and had some breakfast?
no, I had some lunch.
Lunch?
Yeah, I pretty much just had lunch and told everyone that I was chilling with you, and they're all jealous.
Did you show them our selfie?
Yep.
Did we Snapchat? We should have Snapchat.
Yep.
We would look
did.
great as two little dogs, don't you reckon? We'd
Yep.
be adorable little dogs together. Okay, let's keep going.
All right.
I'm getting distracted. Because it's you, Tyler.
All right. So, you're of course.
It says
Oh,
try it
Snapchat,
with a
yeah.
friend. That's you. You're a friend. My ear's hanging in your ear. That's okay. Worth doing.
All right. So you're of course known for being on TV, and then recently you've gone back to radio.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like switching back into TV mode? Is it easy for you?
It is. I think because TV is my real passion and my real love. So it's one of those things that I feel like if you were to abduct me, which you may, and I ended up just anywhere on the planet and I was blindfolded, and then you took the blindfold off and I'm in a television studio and they went, and 3, 2, 1, I would be able to handle it and I'd work it out. Okay, there's 3 chairs. I'm in the middle. There's 3 chairs. Okay, I'm guessing there's 2 teams. Let's just start and see what happens. Whereas, radio, I'm still learning elements of it when it comes to even just boring things of you have to mention traffic and what time it is and what's still to come and who just sang that song, and that's in between all the actual talking you want to do and to try to be funny and things like that. So it's flexing a different set of muscles, which I like, but there's something about coming back to TV that just feels like getting back into a nice warm bath.
So what's the
Now you're thinking of me naked. Grow up.
So what's the biggest difference between way back on Channel 31 to now, or the TV you're on now?
The thing with doing Channel 31 community television was probably that you were never really sure if anyone was actually watching, which in some respects was good because it meant that you didn't overanalyze anything, you didn't overthink anything. If you wanted to do it, you just did it. And especially because we were a live show. So it meant that if we wanted to try something, we just did. We didn't have sponsors to worry about. We didn't have a network producer or a boss somewhere who was telling us, oh, you can't say this or you can't say that, or here's what I think, and putting their 2 cents in. We just kind of were allowed to play. And it was a great way of learning the trade, especially being live and being all this equipment was secondhand, everyone was volunteers, which meant if anything was going to go wrong, it would go wrong, and often it did. But that meant that when it came time for me to step up to a proper commercial network show, I was ready to go, and anything could be thrown at me and I'd be ready for it because I pretty much cut my teeth out of the spotlight under the worst possible circumstances.
So if this 7 days gig goes well, would you be willing to do it full time?
Yes. And I will poison Jeremy Corbett's food again to have him miss the show. This is going to be fun too because 7 days again it's a different set of skills that you got to bring. It's like being a ringmaster when you've got this many comedians around you. Oh my God, it's like a dinner party at my house. You just can't get a word in. So part of the job is, as great as it is that you can play with the contestants, as it were, when they're all comedians, it's going to be hard to get a word in. So yeah, it feels like herding cats, but hopefully I can do a good enough job of it. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to watching it.
And I'm looking forward to me watching you watch it, which I will be doing through a peephole that I have in your house that you don't know about yet. Act surprised.
I will. So you've been a panelist on the show. So doing that, what are you going to take from that into hosting it?
Well, the tricky part is, as a panelist, like it's actually quite easy. Like you say something, and if it doesn't work, you know that they probably will cut it out, or one of your teammates will run with it. And so all you have to do is just, if you think of something funny, is just say it. the host has to try to keep the wheel steady. So thankfully, having been a panelist on the show before, I know how disruptive they can be. So I don't want to be the dad who's like, I'll turn this car around and you can walk. But at least I know that, okay, I've got to stay focused. I can have some fun. But yeah, I think there might come a point in the show where I will want to swap places with someone because they'll probably be having more fun. But yeah, at least I know what I'm in for. It makes a big difference having been part of the show before.
Now for a question that, as a fan, I've always wanted to know, and I'm sure everyone wants to know. So some people may know. Yeah,
There's nothing in that. Okay.
there's one in this. Which one? This one.
Thank you. Product placement for those watching this on the web. Here we go. Now it's like we kissed out of the same cup. Okay.
So your real name is John,
Yes.
but everyone knows you as Rove. Where did Rove come from?
I don't really know the origin story to this one. As best anyone in my family can remember it, because no one really can. I've just grown up with that being my nickname. And as a little side note, which I don't think too many people know, like everybody in my family has a nickname. Like no one in my family. My dad is a John, he gets called Buckets. My mum is Coralie, she gets Cozza. My sister is Catherine, she's Gav. My sister Julie's Jules, that's pretty straightforward. And my brother is called Minnie, and his name is Luke. So don't even begin to try to work out why we all do this, but we all have a nickname for whatever reason. Mine, I think the very boring backstory is when I was little, my name is John. I was a very happy-go-lucky kid, so that was Jovial John, and that would become Jovi, Rovey. I know I did go to Grover at one point. There was a home movie footage of me being called Grover by the person filming it, but then it's gone back to Rove when I was growing up. That's what all my friends and family called me. And strangely, that was kind of the little calling card of, if you were a real close friend or family member, you would call me Rove. Almost like a secret handshake. And then when I started performing stand-up, I didn't want anyone from high school coming to see me when I still wasn't very good. So instead of performing under my real name, I thought I'll use my secret mystery nickname. And then it kind of stuck, and then now it's what everyone calls me. So now the secret handshake is like people knowing that my name is John, which was a quiz question on one of those Who Wants to Be a Millionaire shows in Australia. And the person, 2 people didn't know the answer to what my real name was.
Wow.
They were actually thrown. They said the question was, what is the real name of Rove McManus? And nobody knew the answer. Both people went, I thought that was his real name. So there you go. You know more than they do. You could have won $1 million.
Yeah, well, I am your biggest fan.
And I'm yours. Like physically your biggest fan.
So, it's been, I think the last time you came here was when you hosted the comedy gala.
Yes.
Which I was in the audience of. So, when are you going to come back next time?
Next, after this. Well, look, hopefully it won't be as long. I actually can tell you, you're one of the first people who will know this. I'm currently working on a new stand-up show. A new live stand-up show, and having toured here in NZ before, I'll be hoping to bring it here. Hopefully that will be a next year thing. And other than that, fingers crossed there could be another TV thing down the track, which means I could bring that and broadcast it here like we had in the past, because it would be great. I do miss you guys. And I gotta say, it is so lovely for all the time that I've had away that everyone here in NZ has been so welcoming with open arms, and it's like I only left last week. It makes me feel very, very lovely to be so fondly remembered and welcomed back. So thank you very much.
Well, we want to adopt you as our own.
Got you, Tyler. Now I'm moving in. Sucked in.
Sweet. Cool. Thanks for your time.
My friend, always a pleasure. Look at us. Adorable doggies.
Tyler and Luke.
Woohoo!